Not all advice is created equal, but having the right insights can be the difference between success and failure. So we never stop looking. This is Consulting to Go. London, England. More than 8.5 million people call this capital home, a 21st century city dating back to ancient Roman times. At its center stand the imposing Houses of Parliament, the iconic Big Ben clock tower, and the Gothic Westminster Abbey. Across the River Thames, the London Eye provides panoramic views of the city, as well as a great landmark to meet with Accenture consultant and technologist Gene Reznik to talk about the future of business, technology, and rotating to the new.
Gene, it's good to see you again.
Adam, great to see you as well.
So let me ask you, of all the places in London with which to meet you, why the London Eye?
Yeah, well, the London Eye. You think about industries rotating, disrupting, if you think about companies being disrupted and rotating to the new, some parts are scary, some parts are comfortable. I think it's a great metaphor for what a lot of our clients are going through.
It's really beautiful. The fact that this structure was meant to be taken down, and I don't think it was meant to last more than a couple of years.
Well, it's the old and the new. I think initially probably people were concerned that it didn't fit in with the style of London, but I think it looks great.
What does it mean, rotating to the new, this nomenclature?
The way I think about it is, there's a lot of established business models. And when we talk about rotating to the new, it's really how to establish companies really rotate to that new paradigm to be able to compete, to be able to take advantage of all the technology options that they have available to them, and really capture their future.
The consumers are driving this change. It's like the consumer is king now. You can't really anticipate what's next without thinking about what you as a consumer want or what's driving your kids. We think about the fact that our kids were born out of the womb with their iPad and their phone, like they're digital natives.
Yeah, and I think we all just saw, the impact that Pokemon Go had, how quickly the adoption of that happened. If there's an amazing app like that, it could be enabled within months to several billion people. And now that's set the bar for how companies need to be augmenting their experiences in terms of digital. And that little example, I think, does give a sense for the opportunity, but also the challenge.
All right, so you get to talk to some of the biggest chief technologists in the industry. What are the challenges? Why aren't they all adapting and rotating to the new?
Well, because a lot of them grew up in the old. What's made a CEO successful typically is 20 plus years of mastering yesterday's technologies and business hierarchies and politics, and now you're coming in and saying, that's interesting, but here's the new. Now you need to understand about cloud, about big data, artificial intelligence, how do they envision next generation products, next generation experiences, really fundamentally being powered by next generation technology. It comes down to courage, it comes down to leadership, it comes down to vision that ultimately will drive their success.
Analytics has become so embedded and so fundamental to companies and their success in the new businesses that they're rotating to. I mean, is that because data is now a currency?
I think if you, first of all, look at the millions of smartphones, people online more and more every single day through multiple devices, you are having geometric accumulation of data. And the companies that can make sense out of it really are going to have a very strong competitive advantage versus the other. Look at where we are, right? If you sort of pull yourself out of the day-to-day,
crazy.
You have a lot of vision, you have a lot of view, you could see a lot of different things.
So it never ceases to amaze me that today we have supercomputers in our pockets, and not only are they enabling our lives and helping us, but they're also mining for terabytes of data. And digital trust is becoming a big issue. What's going on? Why is this?
Yeah, I think increasingly customers are, their identities are becoming digital, and all of their digital assets are increasingly moving to the cloud, which gets into really transparency of those providers in terms of what do they do with that data, are they truly secure? I think you'll start to see companies promoting security of data and data privacy as a differentiator for them.
Yeah, and it goes back to serving the customer. I mean, the fact is we are more and more living in this virtual reality.
And our digital identity is a permanent record. It never disappears. That's starting from my kids' grades posted online. Those grades will always be in some database. So the amount of focus on really managing that becomes greater and much more impactful.
Can I buy you a cup of coffee?
Absolutely.
All right,
that'd be great.
Let's do that.
My time with Gene gave me some real insight on how quickly technology is evolving and disrupting traditional business paradigms, while being adopted and embraced by every demographic, everywhere around the world. Rotating to the new, as Accenture calls it, is all about anticipating change with change, seeing the business landscape from a new perspective, and not being afraid to rotate with it.